Welcome to the second video in the series on the Home for Sale software. We'll pick up where we left off in the last one, and something I didn't mention in the last one that really is rather important is you can go over here after you've gotten to the very last, before the finish and build here, is you can go over here and the box, it kind of went outside of the video there, but if you click the file, there is a save or save as. You can save your project, and if you need to go back and make any changes later on, it's easy to do so by saving your project and then going back to the file and open it. There's an open dialog here that you can open it up. Just save it in a folder somewhere, your desktop or wherever for your homes, and just save it as the address. Is normally what I would do. Easy to find that way. It's something I wanted to note. Okay, now you want to build and get your site to your web host. Not going to really go through setting up a web host. Certainly would hope that if you're selling homes, you already have that, and you can get your web host information. If you're like HostGator or something, they send you a welcome email. If not, you can open up a ticket and get your what they call FTP access to upload information to your server. Okay, let's go ahead and march forward here and show you. And I'm not going to actually go through finish and build. You finish and build, and once you do so, a folder will pop up, and then you will be able to take the files and transfer them, over to your server using the free FTP program that's in the package. Okay, I clicked the finish and build button there and did a little work behind the scenes, and it's nothing that really is important that you've missed. But when you do so, you're going to have this little dialog box open up, and what they're asking for is to save. All right, and what I do, and it's totally up to you, of course, I make me a folder called sites or whatever on my hard drive. Desktop's a great place, but sometimes it gets cluttered. Just pick a place easy for you to find and browse to that area using the buttons. You'll see all your disks pop up and everything, and make a new folder however you want to do it. I've made a scratch folder is what I call it for this one, and then I made a site. Okay, and when I do that, I'm going to save everything by doing an OK. Please wait, it's pretty fast. And you'll notice that right off the bat, we have a folder pop up here with all of our files in it. And this will be your mobile site. All right, and now what we'll do is, let me show you in the background here real quick on this. You'll notice there's your QR code here. That was the QR codes that you generated with the URLs in the software, and they are also in this area here. There's the 250 and 250 that we generated, if you remember, in the other video, the first one. And there's a small one. You can use that on whatever, but there's also this large one, 500 by 500. Will be a PNG file, and you can have that printed, and it actually will expand very good. But that's not a bad size right there. People can scan it from quite a ways. If the sign is close to the road, they could lean out the window and even scan it. Okay, so let's move on back and get our site transferred up. I have opened up the free FTP program here that we have provided in the folder, and what we'll do is go and get this set up for your web host. And you'll notice I've already got the folder open here. You can use the information here and browse to the folder if you would like. There's a couple of different ways to do this, and you're just a matter of using the folders here to click around. When you first open it, it'll show your hard drives, and you go and find your site. Okay, and here's the files again that we generated. Okay, now so let's set up your web hosting account here. There is a connect button. We will do a connect, and when you first open this, it's going to be blank. All right, so you want to, first thing you do is your welcome email from your host provider. You'll enter in your domain name here, or they might have given you an IP address. which would be, you know, like 234.55.55.55. It'll look something like that, okay? But most of the time, they have given you your domain name. And I'm going to use one I have here. And there's the host. The account is the username they gave you when you signed up. And your password. Okay, that's very important to have that. I've already got my password copied, and I'm going to do a Control V. Okay, Control V, paste the password in. Now, the passive mode, unless your host has told you to use this, leave it unchecked. Same as port 21. This is standard. The initial path, if they gave you that, go ahead and enter it in there, but chances are they did not. So let's go ahead. So what we can do is we can save this site, all right, and save it, and that way when you open back up again, you don't have to enter this information. So let's just go ahead and save as, just to show you here, okay? I'm going to call it by name. That way I know what I'm working with later. Do a save, and you'll see it appear over here. And again, it's easy. The next time you open the software, you will be able to go right to it without entering this information again. We will do a connect. And you'll see in the background, all of this information starts popping up and going. And I'm going to just move this up. Don't really need that top window there. Give us more room to see here. Okay, now you'll notice something I will note right off the bat. You'll see I'm highlighting these two. If you highlight, if this is highlighted over here, you're working in this panel, which is on your hard drive. If you highlight this, you're working on your web hosting account, your server. When you first log in here, you're going to see a lot of different folders and what you're looking for. And again, let me kind of give you a little overview here. I don't want to make the video very long, and this may bore some people that know what they're doing, but for others, they may not. You're going to have all kind of folders, and this is a standard, what they call a cPanel hosting account. You would get at HostGator or one of the other popular cPanel accounts, okay? Yours may be different. You may have a folder called www or something like that. So what we're looking at here, public HTML. There is the folder that we want to go into. We will double click that folder. And now we're taking into the actual, this is the area where all of your files are stored that accessed via the internet. When someone types in your address and a folder name, what they call a, not a subdomain, but a directory. These are directories. When they type it in, this is the information. So the first thing we'll do is, you know, remember I said in the other video, what I would do is name it by street address. So we're going to make a folder with the street address. Okay, so to make a new folder, again, I want to point out, I hate to go over this again, but this seems to be a problem for some. If this is highlighted, you're making a folder on your hard drive. If this is highlighted here, this bar, you're making a folder on your web server. We'll go to Create Folder. I've already got mine copied in. If you remember, street address here, and there's no spaces. I haven't used any spaces here. You're welcome to, but it just makes it harder. There's more typing for people. They have to put a space in between it. So I put it all together as one word. And, you know, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I should say probably, that people are not even going to see this address hardly on their mobile phones. When they scan the QR code, they're going to be taken right to it. They don't have to type anything in. So if it's a long street address, don't worry about it. This is how I keep up with things here. And you may want to put in also within your site here, you may want to create a folder called mobile sites and then put everything inside it. So it's totally up to you. This, I'm just going to use street addresses. And I created my folder. There it is. To get inside the folder, we double click and you'll notice it's empty. All right, there's a couple things we can do here. We can take the folder that was opened up. Let me find it here. And I'll move it over here out of the way a little bit. Sorry. And we'll take these files. And you don't have to upload the QR code here. But I'm going to upload all the files. I'm just going to go down here and select all of them like so. I put my mouse and did a left click and drag all the way up. So everything's highlighted. And then what I'll do is I will take them and I will pull them all over. I'm holding my left button of the mouse down and drop them. You'll notice everything is uploading. I'm going to pause it. Okay, now I uploaded this, and you'll see, and it's possible, and this kind of varies from web host to web host. I don't know why this happens, but you may see there's nothing in this folder, or so it appears. So what you can do is just click that, double click, and when we go back to it, you'll see all of the files there. Okay, so we've used our street address, and we know our domain name. So let's take a look at the site on a regular browser. We're not going to use a mobile browser here. Let's use a regular browser and take a look. Okay, I've opened up a normal browser here just to show you, give you an idea of what the site will look like in a large and a small view. Okay, and the address is up here. You'll notice the street address and everything, and here is the site. I'm going to resize this to get it down and show you kind of what a small mobile phone would look like. This would be kind of like what a tablet would see. Okay, and we can shrink this down. You'll notice the picture and everything sizes with it, and this would be kind of what a mobile phone user would see. Oops, sorry about that. Just a second. Okay, now I'm sorry about that. And I do live videos here. There is no, practice. What I do is open them up and show you exactly how it works. What you're seeing is live. And here is the site generated, and I've scaled it down a little bit, so you'd see what like a little handheld device would look like. And here is the first page. There's our main picture. Let's go back up here. There's our tap to call. And there's all your gallery. Notice we set up. There's the video that was set up. And you've got let's go ahead and size that just a little bit. You got a top button. People can tap to get back up to the top of the page and go home. The features page. Notice we did the features. Go back home. Location, the map appears right here, and you've got an interactive map and nearby resources, and there's a little extra information that we put in there, and the email button, of course. Let's see, let's get back up here, and the email button, when they do the email, what's going to happen is it's going to open up their web browser, or I should say, excuse me, their email program, and it's going to allow them to send you an email using the information that you have in there. So now all we need to do is take the QR code and get it printed up and put it on your signs, or however the case may be. Put a nice little sign up here and here, and people can drive in or drive by, take a snap of it, and take a tour of the home. And that's really all there is to it. Okay, there'll be a few more videos to show you a few more things here. I'm sure there's a lot more questions, and just take a look at the tutorials area and we'll get you going. Thanks for watching.